We've got a couple of new cards here to check out. And you know, as someone who is the best and most, shall we say, informed of deck building and creativity, I will tell you if these are good or not. We got a new Link monster and a new trap card. It is Top Hat Hare, the Silhouette Magician. That a rabbit as a magician is a trope that I'm surprised hasn't been explored until now. This is glorious. I already know this is going to be a good card. It's a generic card as well. 2 effect monsters. 15, bottom left, bottom right. It's a light. If this card battles, neither can be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the effects once per turn. If this is Link summoned, set a continuous trap card. You can set a continuous trap card directly from your deck with an effect that special summons itself as a... Oh, okay. All right. Saved. Saved. Also, this card cannot be used as link material for the rest of this turn. If a card is spelled from the spell and trap zone to the monster zone, you can target spell and trap your opponent controls to destroy it. Okay. This card is absolutely phenomenal. It's genuinely incredible in trap monsters. Now, the caveat there is, of course, trap monsters are garbage. Like, that's not a very good deck. The biggest, like, you know, push at that, I suppose, is, like, you know, Eldritch, which I suppose, you know, number one, if you're still playing Eldritch, you know, then go ahead. All of you here are suggesting Macrocosmos. That's not how that card works. Set a continuous trap card directly from it with an effect that special summons itself as a monster. Macrocosmos includes an effect that special summons. Macrocosmos does not special summon itself. That's not the same thing, okay? So, no. Unfortunately, you are not setting Macrocosmos from your deck. But yeah, it is exclusively designed for trap monsters. It is a trap monster support card. And it's a good trap monster support card. It's very, very good. It's just, you know, not really going to be played in anything. The closest thing to a meta deck for this thing is Eldritch. Which, you know... can you play this in Paleo? Oh, good question. Set a continuous trap card directly from your deck with an effect that special summons itself as a monster. I don't think so. Can you set Paleo? Because Paleo summon themselves from the grave as monsters. Oh, they're also not continuous, so that doesn't even matter. Yeah. If a card is special from the spell and trap zone, gosh, they could have worded this in such a way. They could have slightly changed the text on this to make it synergize with Paleos. That would have been incredible. Unfortunate. Sorry for spending so long on this card. I just think it's such a cool, like, cute card. It's a shame it's not very good, to be honest, but it is what it is. Silo Hat. Okay, maybe we're going to be getting, like, a bunny magician archetype, I suppose. It's a continuous trap that specials this as an effect monster. It's an illusion. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of illusions you control, negate their effects until the end of this turn. Face-up cards, any face-up cards, monsters and spells and traps that they activate. This card battles neither can be destroyed. Okay, so this is an incredibly good target. Maybe you want to be trying out some, like, trap monster illusion deck, but this is, like, incredibly, like, powerful. Get this. Now you have a negate and a pop, is it? Yeah. Like, that's really cool. So any link 2 is a negate. Oh, wait, hang on. Is it just free? This card is special target face card up to number of illusions you control. I guess this is an illusion, right? Okay. Well, thankfully it isn't any 2 monsters does full Orcus combo, or any 2 monsters makes DPE. Any 2 monsters surprisingly has gone backwards in terms of power creep. But any 2 monsters can now be a pop and a negate, 2 negates, or a solemn warning if you search Azarun from your deck instead of this thing. So a pop and a solemn warning. I don't even actually know if... You know what? Maybe there is a world where you could play this in some sort of pile deck. Maybe this actually could potentially be worth playing in a deck. Just any kind of deck. Like, you just play, like, some kind of, like, combo-y deck that just has 2 bodies left over. You just make 2 guys into a link, and then you just get a solemn warning and a pop. That's pretty good. Requires a bit of a brick and a garnet to play, but that's actually not terrible. Surprisingly okay. All right. This is a lot better than I thought it was. All right. If this card is link summoned, set a continuous trap directly from your deck. I was about to shit myself. Yes, me too. It's more of a trap monster support than illusion support. The bunny link is really good support. You can fetch stuff like Azarune that can negate a summon, or this new trap monster to negate up to 2 cards because it includes itself. Spell and Trap Pop also works with the trap monster you search with this or other similar effects, which gives this thing an additional value as a back row removal. Basically everything we just said, so I'm just hoping that, you know, I was hoping for some funnies here. Trap monster support Lamau so shit. Yeah, this is what MBT was talking about, how, like, the community doesn't know how to, like, think about and critically analyze cards and stuff like that. Like, you know, anime profile picture Andy out here, like, reads, like, 3 sentences, and he's like, Lamau, card sucks. So I guess, you know, for that reason, he might be somewhat correct. Anyway, last new card here is half your opponent's combo with Dominus Purge. Normal trap card. Every time there's like a new normal trap card, I just get like a little bit of a, you know, like I just know like the Coomers out there are like, yes, activate lady, set trap from deck. All right. Dominus Purge is a normal trap that you can only activate 1 card with the name per turn. If your opponent controls a card, you can activate this card from your hand. Really? Seems like someone at Konami has been reading, has been watching Farfa's YouTube content, which, you know, to be fair, that's obviously understandable, you know, cultured. When a card or effect is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from the deck to the hand. Oh, this is like, I guess, the confirmation of the text of the card we already read a couple of days ago, because I think we had this card that just, the text was a bit funky because it wasn't perfectly translated. So when a card or effect is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from deck to the hand, for the rest of the after this card is activated from the hand resolves, you cannot activate Dark Water Fires, negate the active effect, and if you have a trap in your grave, destroy that card. So, it's Ash Blossom that also destroys if you are playing a trap deck. It's a generic Ash Blossom if you are not playing a Dark Water or Fire deck. Now, this is a very good card, by the way. Just as a you know, first of all, opening statement and analysis of this. This is a very good card, absolutely. Now, it's interesting design-wise. Okay, it's not, yeah, it's a little bit worse than Ash. It only stops specifically adding. That's fair. But it's very interesting design-wise because they are locking you out of Darks, Waters, and Fires for the rest of the duel. Now, that fascinates me because it's like, that is a very arbitrary choice in some capacity, right? Like, why does it stop you from using Dark Water Fires? That's an extremely almost random, like, did they throw a dart at a board and just pick like 3 random archetypes, like attributes? Like, why did they pick that? Like, I feel like either that, number one, that's a hint at something, like maybe the meta during Infinite Forbidden format and the forthcoming sets after Infinite Forbidden, the meta are going to be Dark Water Fire decks, so they don't want to give them too many tools and make them absolutely broken and overpowered or something. That's like kind of what I'm getting the vibes of here. But yeah, like, this is obviously just telling you that this is like a somewhat kind of Ash Blossom card with the added bonus that it can destroy if it specifically is in a trap deck. Not exactly Ash Blossom, a little bit worse. It only stops specifically adding, but the destruction component is really good. So I guess it depends on, like, if there is a very specific card that your opponent is searching in that given format where it's good to also destroy and you're playing a trap deck. This is a good card. Now, locking you out of Dark Waters and Fires. Again, I think that's a very arbitrary choice, and I'm not sure what that was about. But yeah, this is absolutely a card you can kind of play in, like, you know, any none of these attribute decks. So, yeah. All right. There it is. That's your roundup.